Government regulations today ensure that children toys are safe to play with, but in earlier times, regulations were either non existent or insufficient to ensure safe play for children. Toys do have a mental impact on a child's brain. So let's start talking about the 5 most dangerous toys in the world. Number 5. Rollerblade Barbie. Generally speaking, Barbie dolls are harmless, but in the 1990s, a different version of it hit the market, known as Rollerblade Barbie. She stood apart thanks to her two little yellow rollerblades. Now, these rollerblades used a wheel mechanism similar to the kind found in cigarette lighters, so that when the Barbie was rolled, her boots would shoot out sparks, and as a result, a few fires were reported to have been sparked dangerously, so it didn't take long for the rollerblade Barbie to be pulled from shelves, and now they are considered to be a collector's item. Number 4. Mini hammocks. Put simply as hammocks are some of the best outdoor beds around, and while regular hammocks pose no harm, but the mini versions of them have proven to be extremely deadly. How, you might ask? Well, it turns out that the regular hammocks have spreader bars, which are essentially wooden or plastic bars on either end that ensure that the hammocks does not collapse. However, after they became popular with kids in the 1980s and 90s, this hammock didn't have those spread bars, and as a result they would easily twist around a child and strangle them to death. After a report that showed 12 children fell victim to these hammocks between 1984 and 1995, over 3 million were recalled in 1996. Number 3. Hoverboards. If you happen to be on the younger side, chances are you have tried out a hoverboard. Becoming popular around 2015, they were essentially little electric scooters that would allow you to zoom around your neighborhood at the proximity of someone taking a light jog. Now, while these hoverboards may have looked silly, then scary it turns out they were responsible for a lot of injuries. The reason for this are twofold. The first, many kids were using them while looking at their phones, which caused collisions that led to broken bones. Yet beyond distracting, hoverboarding, the scarier issue was that they had a tendency to explode. You see, hoverboards became extremely popular almost overnight, and this led to thousands of Chinese factories pumping them out at record numbers. This heavy production meant that the hoverboards were made with 1000s of parts, and they came in several different brands, and in the rush to produce, many of them were not made very well. This led to the lithium-ion batteries in several hoverboards exploding after being subjected to simple things like an electric charger or short ride, and as a result, hundreds of thousands of them were cancelled. Yet it turned out that the recalls weren't even all that important, as in just a few short years, the hoverboard fad was almost completely forgotten. Number 2. Snack time Cabbage Patch Kid. Patch Kids were all the rage when they came out in 1982, and over the years various versions of them were made in order to convince consumers to buy more of them. And while strange creations such as the swimming Cabbage Patch Kid and Cabbage Patch Kid with growing hair made all the rounds perhaps the craziest, this snack time Cabbage Patch Kid, made in 1996 for the Christmas shopping season, the idea behind them was that you could feed them plastic food that they would then chew, swallow and poop out. This worked by putting the food near the doll's lips so that a powerful battery-powered motor could pull it in. This motor used a series of small plastic rollers to push the food backward into its head, with the setup working similarly to the grinding mechanisms found in the mouths of stingrays. While this allowed for optimal chewing, it also meant that the motor only went in one direction. This meant that when you put something in its mouth, the doll would keep chewing until its mouth was clear, and this meant anything from human hair to human fingers would be torn to shreds. In order to meet the doll's insatiable appetite, this led to a wave of consumer complaints, and in response Mattel was forced to recall a total of 500,000 snack time Cabbage Patch Kids, while pulling a further 2 lakh from shelves. While most returned the doll and received a $40 refund, some still decided to keep it, and today you can still buy one for yourself if you're willing to spend up a couple of $100. Number 1. Leisure pointers. If you have ever been to Rome, chances are you have seen a street vendor hawking green laser pointers. At first glance, the toys looks pretty cool as they shoot out a powerful green laser. They can hit objects very far away and some can be used for fun and entertainment. Yet it turns out that they have the potential to be a lot more dangerous than you might think. You see, in most countries, laser pointers can only be sold legally if they have a power output of 5 milliwatts or less. At this level, they are relatively harmless. However, the one sold illegally often reaches intensities of 10 milliwatts or greater. Why are they dangerous? The first is that they have the potential to seriously damage someone's cornea if flashed in one's eye, and even at long ranges there have been reports of people sustaining eye injuries leading to partial blindness. Beyond physical injuries, these lasers also have the potential to disable an airplane. That's because when someone aims it at one, the light will flash across the windshield, blinding the pilot and making it near impossible for them to operate the plane safely. While these toys may look cool, they are technically illegal to own. We just hope that governments begin to clamp down on the sale of these toys, which are harmful for an individual, and further, no such toys are launched in the market, which can kill someone. So sit back and relax and keep watching our videos, and please do subscribe. Thank you.